Esther said to us the other night, she was watching grandchildren. So cute, so fun to be with, mostly. And one of the little boy was having what his mother calls a meltdown. And Esther was watching it happen. And then she watched everyone, except her, scrambling around to try to soften the meltdown. And Esther just thought, I'd just let him melt down, all the way down. In other words, there's no saving that. We'll just rebuild later. So they were in the house next door. Esther just went home. She just said, see you tomorrow, and off she went. And as she was lying in her bed that night, she said, Abraham, give me 10 rules to live by for parenting or grandparenting. Just give me 10. We said, we've only got 2. She said, well, give them to me. And we said, your stance is, I am not responsible for the way you feel. Number 1. And number 2, I really, really want you to feel good. But I am not responsible for the way you feel. Because even with a little guy like this, if you respond to his meltdown, then he sees power in the meltdown. Because he has learned that he can evoke response from you with this behavior. And bless your hearts, you're running around in a world where everybody believes, even the 4-year-old believes that he can control your behavior through his behavior. So you're responding to your employer, you're responding to your mate, you're walking on eggs with this one. In other words, it must get very tiring to try to create your world as you're responding to the response of others. But if you would take your own power back by acknowledging that it's not your job to please anybody. Not only is it not your job, but you cannot do it. And if you try, it will get a lot worse before it gets any better. And you will decide instead that you are going to have a relationship with the source within you, which means you're going to reach for the thoughts that feel good and you're going to align with your true power. Now, you're living the life of ease and creation, not the life of effort. When you're outside the vortex doing your creating, at best it is mediocrity. When you're inside the vortex and allowing what you already created to flow to you, that's where the masters of your world come from. That's where the genius comes from. That's where the insight comes from. That's where the passion comes from. That's where the love of life comes from. In other words, you came into this physical body knowing that there would be outside the vortex time to sift and ask. But it was your powerful intention to pay attention to the way you feel and to use the criteria of how you feel as your reason for focusing where you focus every time.